Everybody, it's Jack here. Today I'm talking about Big Brother 19, and I'm answering the big question that I think everybody's had on their mind, which is, what would we change about Big Brother 19? At least more specifically, this season overall. Now, for the majority of us, we have this one question, and we think about it, and instantly, we get the answer of, why don't we just get Paul out? Paul's basically been the puppet master. He's controlled the whole game. And he's been a returning vet that's been able to come back and dominate the game. Why don't we just get him out of the game? And yes, that's a simple question. For the majority of us who watch the North American series, it's a simple, basic yes. It would change the game up entirely, although we'd still have the Summer of Temptation, which, in my opinion, didn't really work out as great. It would have been a lot better, I think. I think a lot of people want a just pure newbie season where we have everybody who's new, and it would have been really interesting from the go to see how the game changed throughout the game. Like how it changed if certain housemates stayed in the house longer, some didn't stay, left earlier, whatever. Would have been interesting to see. Obviously, with Paul being in the house, that changed the game overall. Thinking about it thoroughly, I think my perspective may be a bit different. I think that this season of Big Brother would be great in the UK format, which is 100% viewer voting, but it's where the housemates nominate someone for eviction each week. Now, there's a lot of bad points for this season where it's like, although there isn't an HOH and there isn't a veto, it's not a lot more cutthroat, but the fights are really interesting. They would, and everything. There's a lot more fighting. Showmances are a lot more higher value. Showmances tend to make it further in the game and are a lot more complex because the viewers vote to who to evict, and the nominations are made by the house guests. All the house guests, no particular one, unless a killer nomination is made, which is like a completely different thing, where it's like, if someone wants to nominate them, they're nominated, that's it. And that's only really in rare occasions. See, for me, I think that this would be a great season for the current cast of Big Brother 19 for the following reasons. Raven would be a god on this series because she's hilariously annoying. I love all of her attention-seekingness that she has, and it is hilarious. And I think that's what would be an amazing thing for this season, because you're not really voting on strategy. See, someone like Paul would probably be hated a bit. I think a lot of people would like his strategy and everything, but it would cause a lot of drama, which people may not necessarily like. Along with that, showmances, like the idea of Mark and Elena would probably go far. Cody and his relationship with Jessica most likely would go far. Matt and Raven, Matt would actually have a strategy in this season, like in this format, because really you just sort of have to live your everyday life, and him being a constant person that just eats cereal, showers, and everything like that, and just sort of floats through the game, is a perfect thing for him. Obviously his strategy would maybe a bit minimal, and because he was in a showmance with Raven, it would change up the game completely. Kevin, being such a great storyteller and having a bunch of stories to tell, would blast him further into the game. Josh being an emotional person, maybe a love-or-hate thing. It really depends. Honestly, a lot of this game is about audience retention and everything. The house guests are more characters rather than strategic people, and it's a lot more rare to have someone who plays a strategy. Because I think everybody's relaxed, and honestly, everybody's sort of just doing their own thing. The tasks, too. Don't think that there's no competitions or tasks or anything like that, because there are. But the tasks are a lot different. Some of it may pertain to, who do you think's cutthroat? Who do you think is two-faced? Who do you think is the nicest housemate? Who do you think the public likes the most or hates the most? Everything like that. I think one of the best components about Big Brother UK, especially when it comes to this season, is that Big Brother UK, it tends to have like the whole idea of strategizing, talking to people about nominations and strategy like that, You can't do that on the UK series. You can't. And that would be such a great game changer for Big Brother 19. Like this cast, where you have someone like Paul who's dominating the game strategically. But what happens if you can't talk to everybody about it strategically? That'd be a great game changer, because that means that a lot of these housemates would have to go by heart of who they would want to nominate. Which I'd find really entertaining, really interesting, because these housemates don't think for themselves. Raven couldn't think for herself. Matt was a pawn, and I really hate him because of that. Cody was a great player, and he did think for himself. Same with Jessica and Mark and Elena. At the end of it, realized that they were playing a really bad game, but it's like, that's the thing I like about UK. When you don't have people that can't really talk about strategy, it changes the game up completely, because nominations can be everywhere. See, there may be two clear people that hate each other, and yes, they'll be nominating each other every single freaking time. But it's like, yeah, that's going to be obvious until one of them gets evicted. But it does change the game up completely, because there could be a week where everybody gets a nomination point, but it's going to be the top few that get nominated. And it's interesting to see always when you have like a first week or something, where it's like the first or second week of the game, and it's like nominations are just everywhere, and it's like everybody's gotten a point, but only a few aren't nominated. And it's interesting how that is played, and it would be great for this season, because you have someone like Raven, who is a huge attention whore, which I find hilarious, and that's why I think she'd be great for that season or that format. You have someone like Paul, who's proved in season 18 that he is a big player. Like he's a big player, but he's also a big entertainer, and he's kept a lot of people entertained and strategizing. When you have everybody who's nominating and they can't talk about who they're going to nominate, when you have tasks that sort of manipulate everybody psychologically of how everything's done and how everybody thinks about each other and everything, it makes everybody crazy. There's huge fights so often, weekly, daily, and sometimes fights get with security, and it's like, this season alone, you have the Jessica, Josh, and Cody fight that was going on for like weeks. Imagine that in the UK. That would have been a beautiful like fight. And I know that's like really sick to say and stuff, but it's like, it would have just been hilarious. So yeah, that's really what I have to say about it. It would have been an amazing series to see. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and destroy the like button, because you know that's what you're going to do. Along with that, thank you so much for making it this far. Let me know what you think. Do you like this idea of changing the format, or would you just want to make it a typical season as it is and just get Paul out of the game? Or what's your thoughts about it? Let me know, comment down below. Along with that, if you want to subscribe, my subscription button is going to be right here. And if you want to see another video relating to Big Brother, it'll be right here. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day. And yeah, and my Twitters and Instagrams are going to be right here, right around this area here. So feel free to follow them. And you have a great day.